Hello my beautifuls, welcome to Cosmic Love Tarot. Okay, the energy is going to be very interesting for you all today. It's going to be quite varied. We're going more into the twin flame journey, but we're also going more into the lessons learned, and also going into, it feels like the underworld. Okay, it's when we're going into the dark night of the soul and what the lesson was. I've had massive channeled messages today which represents everything that's here, but also what had happened from these messages in my meditation this afternoon. And it also coincided with what my plan was tonight, and also what I learned about in the week. So everything is all connected in, and that's the way the twin flame journey represents. Everything is all connected in. Okay, so before I start anyway, I'm going to do my normal. Okay, we'll clear the energies and bring in a lot of peace and harmony. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, yeah, tonight I did originally plan from a conversation that I had in the week of going to church tonight. Something in me was telling me to go to the church, and that does represent something that had happened to me about 2014, and that was when I was spiritually attacked really viciously, really badly, and I will talk about that some other time. But anyway, I didn't go to the church. That's why I'm here on this video. But what happened is, when I was in my meditation, there's 3 things that I got. And I want to say this before I get the tarot cards out, because the tarot cards, all of these cards that I've got set up for you, will represent everything that I got in my meditation, okay? Okay, so the first 3 things that I saw in my meditation, one was an oak tree, the other one was a Kabbalah tree, and the other one was a slide in a park. Okay, now all day today I have been thinking about I'm going to shuffle my cards as I'm talking. I have been thinking about one I kept seeing on TikTok, and what I was seeing is, which is so wonderful to see, it was fathers that was playing with their daughters, and the daughters was putting the makeup on the dad, and the dad was letting them, or the dad had to play fairy tale and dress up and have some makeup on, and I loved it. It's so funny. And I was thinking about that today. At the same time then, what came to my mind was, there's also on TikTok, because I love TikTok and you can spend hours on TikTok. And also what I was seeing on TikTok was husbands or partners was letting their partners or their wives either wax them or clear their pores, you know, on their skin, putting face masks on, different things. But the male energy was letting the wives or the partners do it. And so today I was feeling these male energies, they seem to be quite easygoing or complacent or complicit. I don't know what it is, but they just went along with it. They played along with it. They played along with, it feels like the daughter and the wife. It feels the energy, because the energy I'm picking up with the twin flame, it's also to do with the masculine, the feminine, but it's also to do with ego and the psyche. Okay, so I'm picking up mainly for the masculine energy, and it's all to do with the integration of different aspects of the psyche. So what I was picking up today was to do with the masculine energy and how they play a part in this kind of fairy tale, kind of princess kind of story, from the daughter to the wife. Okay, And I did bring up, it reminds me slightly of one of my readings when I talked about the twin flame, and it was also to do with Romeo and Juliet. It was that kind of fairy tale, and we're caught up in that fairy tale as a child of that make-believe. And it's really good because it really helps you to tap in to the unconscious. It helps to tap in to your imagination, and all fairy tales plays a massive part in understanding the human psyche. Okay, so anyway, in my meditation today, I got the 3 symbols. That was an oak tree, Kabbalah tree, and a slide. Now, the oak tree, I've always seen the oak tree as a very strong and powerful tree. It will live for hundreds of years. And so I wanted to look up in religious terms, what does the oak tree represent? Bearing in mind I was going to go to church tonight, Christian church. Now, I'm not any religious on anything. I've looked into different things. I've always been a spiritual person from a little girl. I've always knew God existed, someone higher power, a creator of life. And all my life I've always looked into or tapped into different religions. So I want to just quickly read this out to you. So right, okay, so Christians, where it's to do with the oak tree, they believe that the oak tree symbolises strength, stability, endurance, rightfulness, and God. Okay. Also associated with the oak tree in Greek mythology is Zeus and Thor. So Zeus and Thor represent stability, protection, rebirth, wisdom, knowledge, stability, royal protection, and authority. Okay. Now, the slide itself, because I saw the top and I knew that it was going straight to the bottom. You can't go any other way once you get to the top of the slide. And I felt the underworld with the slide. So the underworld represents Hades, which Hades is the brother to Zeus, which is the oak tree. Okay, so in Greek, the Greek god of the underworld is the inner shadow, or the underworld can represent even going into a twin flame, going into the dark night of the soul. Okay, but it's things that's hidden, the unconscious. Okay. Now, Hades also is married to Persephone, which is the daughter of Zeus, and she is the goddess of spring, and we're coming into spring. It's all very symbolic, all of this is, okay, because this is all the energy that I'm picking up. Now, the Kabbalah tree, Kabbalah tree of life is Jewish. So I've got Christian, I've got Greek, and I've also got Jewish. Now, the Jewish, or the Kabbalah tree, I know that the Kabbalah tree also represents Metatron, which is the Metatron cube, but it's all about energy. But with the Kabbalah tree, it really represents the 10, I think it's called the Sephiroth, which is to do with the divine will in creation, the divine intuition and potential, reason and contemplation, loving and kindness, discipline and restriction, compassion and harmony, intuitive and eternity, serenity and communication. It also represents the foundations, which is the unconscious, and manifestation. Okay. Number 10 is the kingdom, the physical and the present. It represents the 3 cosmic maps, which is all to do with the infinite radiates into the finite physical reality. The spiritual ascendant, for the souls to ascend back towards the divine, and self-knowledge, which represents the human psyche and helps the individuals understand their own spiritual gifts. Now, when I've read that, when I wrote that out, and I was thinking also to do with Christian belief, I honestly feel, and I've always have felt, that all religions, it doesn't matter whatever religion it is, it still all brings it back to the same God, the universal God, the God of life, God of creation. Reminded me of the film Viking, where it was to do with the Vikings and the Christians. And I think they said also, you know, lovely Ragnar, was it Ragnar? That he started to realise that it's the same God. They was all, well, a different name. Okay, now the Tree of Life and Archangel Metatron, okay? I do a lot of work with Archangel Metatron, so I'm finding this quite interesting. Now, they are the same, but they're not the same. So Metatron is the overseer to the entire Tree of Life. Metatron resides at the top, managing the divine energy flow from the crown to the root. The Tree of Life is the structure, and Metatron is the active force to manage the structure. Okay? I don't mean to talk fast here, but I just know that it's going to be a bit of a big reading. So what I'm picking up right now is that today the old download, and I know what I've been thinking all week anyway, and why I made this decision to go to the church tonight, which I didn't go, that I didn't need to go to the church, okay? My download, my channel message was all about here, what's here in me. And it's also about my readings. It's about what I've learned through my own life experience, what I've learned in my own twin flame journey, everything that I learned. Now, just before I set my camera up, I started to delete some of my videos to make room. And what popped up on my saved photos was Project Oak Tree, which is quite strange. Again, an oak tree. Now this one, it was, I don't know if you've heard of Project Oak Tree. And 2014, when I was spiritually attacked, luckily I came across Max Spears, and you can find some of Max Spears' work on TikTok still. It did disappear for a while, and it's come back, so, which is really good. Now, Max Spears talks about Project Oak Tree, and he talks about, it's very much to do with the Bible revelations. I've talked about this recently as well, and I'm really drawn to it at the moment. That's why I was thinking about going to the church. Now, he was talking about the Project Oak Tree, and it's all to do with the DNA. It's all to do with that there were certain souls in certain times of years, because it's all like in different sections. They're coming through. They're coming through to for a specific reason, and the deep state wanted to know this DNA. They want to know this DNA. This is why this ancestral thing that were going round not so long ago, where it was all to do, do you want to know what your ancestors, you know, where they come from? Because they want to know about the DNA. And this DNA, it was made up of either Satan or the divine, and it's to know who it is. Who are these divine beings to expose Satan, okay? Because we're in a spiritual war. And so check that out if you don't know about it. It's called Project Oak Tree, Max Spears. He has now since passed anyway, but yeah, he was a super soldier. He was only young as well. It was quite sad. But, right, okay, so what I was drawn to, I was really drawn to the integration of ego and psyche. And this is what happens in the twin flame journey. It's not about the other person. It's because you are your own divine twin, okay? They are a catalyst for you to become all within yourself. It's stepping into the shadow self through the experience of your counterpart. And it's about integrating the ego with psyche to become all, and to become a divine masculine feminine, where marriage then takes place. It's a full union within the self, okay? So the shadow is all about emotions. It's all about the hidden potentials of becoming whole. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is the tarot for the twin flame journey, for the collective. Okay. Felt like I really went through that really quickly in 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, it was all about giving and receiving. That was your lesson. It's about giving and receiving and balance. I got a divine feminine here. It was for the divine feminine to find your own strength through the experience. You may have already felt that you was the divine feminine. I've got the Empress, but I'm seeing the Empress here as the divine feminine. Okay. Let's get some to clarify that. Wow. At the start of this reading, you got the Six of Pentacles, which was all to do with giving and receiving. At the end of this reading, you've got Strength and you've got the Chariot, which is also, you've got the Moon and the Sun. So you've got the Moon clarifying the Sun. It's the inner and outer, the unconscious and conscious. So the divine feminine needed to understand the inner work, the inner self to the outer self. That was the lesson. That's what you needed to learn. It feels to me that you went into the death of the old self, the death of the ego through the experience. Okay. Yeah, you had to go and seek truth and defend your beliefs through the experience. But you was also finding new beliefs through the experience. Now you could be a Leo. I've got Leo. I've got Cancer, Sagittarius. I've got Scorpio. I've got all earth signs and all air signs, okay? It took a lot of courage, a lot of inner courage, inner strength. That reminds me very much like the oak tree. A lot of inner strength, a lot of resilience to go into the dark night of the soul. It feels like that Underworld, the slide, it's going into the Underworld to explore what's there hidden in Pandora's box, I call it. Because it feels to me that you was always a giver. And you needed to find balance, okay? At the moment, I'm not seeing a masculine energy here. I'm only seeing a feminine energy. Now, I only work with energies anyway, so take whatever resonates. The feminine energy can also be a male energy, okay? I'm picking up here that you were very, very generous. You like the good things in life. You like to spend. You like the luxuries in life. Very generous to the people around you. And that's a lesson. It was about overcompensating, I feel. Overgiving. And an ending happens for you to rebalance harmony. Okay. Underneath the deck, Hangman. It was seeing it from a different perspective. Letting go and seeing it from another perspective. Enlightenment, acceptance, deep insight and a sacrifice. Okay? So you went into the dark night of the soul needing to understand the concept of giving and receiving. Giving and receiving, giving and receiving. When you look at the end, giving and receiving, it's all to do with the heart. Okay? You can't you can't keep giving. If you keep giving and somebody always keeps taking, it becomes out of balance. So what I'm seeing here is that somewhere in your relationship you stopped because you had to relook at it. You had to relook at what you valued, what importance you put on your possessions or what you gave. You may have shown love by giving a gift. But it's a lot deeper than that. It's not about the possessions. It's about the possession within yourself, who you are within yourself. This is the energy that I'm picking up. Okay, so you went into the dark night of the soul. So I feel that that's where we're at now. Okay. So as you're travelling into the Underworld, which is the slide on the park, was the vision that I got. So we've already seen the oak tree, which is the strength, courage, power, inner strength. And how you stepped onto the slide in my vision of going into the Underworld. Okay. Wow. Okay, yeah, I got the King now, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is clarifying the Six of Pentacles and also the Nine of Pentacles. So money was very, very important for the King of Pentacles. Possession. Accumulating. Must be very much my dad, the Capricorn, where he always believed, you know, you had different pots for different, like the rainy day pots, you know. It's always making sure that you've always got money for a rainy day. That's what he always used to say. Yeah. The King of Pentacles is very, very grounded, very an hard worker, a protector. Will take care of his family. Will take care of the future of the family as well. Very generous. That's 2 Six of Pentacles. That's come out here with the King of Pentacles. Very generous, very giving. Some cards come out twice now. And the Sun card is representing the Empress and also the Temperance. So we're starting the King of Pentacles, if this is you, with the Empress. The King of Pentacles is starting to see something from a different perspective. Seeing it, that it's not about the possession. This is what it feels like to me. It's like the King of Pentacles will buy you a gift or treat you to something that he feels that you want. And then expect you to be extremely grateful for it, even though you didn't ask for it to begin with, because you're the Empress. You're not expecting anything at all. But expecting you to be forever grateful. It's like saying, kiss my feet because I am like that good. I am providing for you. I am looking after you. I am fulfilling all of your needs in the physical 3D world. The Empress is different because the Empress understands the importance of the nurturing side to the relationship, the sharing, the intimate side, the emotionally intimate. It's about understanding and feeling safe in that relationship. It's not just about the finances. It's not just about the structure. It's about everything else that you share within that relationship. And so the Empress, she will nurture whatever she has anyway, but it's about the chemistry, the energy, the flow, the connection between the two. It's not about the possessions, but it's about the connection anyway, the energy. The King of Pentacles doesn't understand that. The King of Pentacles only understands the physical. But now, because he's in the dark night of the soul, now he's starting to consciously see what the Empress represented to him. The Sun will also represent the ego and the solar plex. Okay, I've got the King of Cups, but the King of Cups is all in reversal. So it's about, and it's clarifying the Strength and the Chariot, which is the Sun and the Moon. So the emotions was blocked. The intuition was blocked in this Capricorn. Couldn't understand the spiritual side. Couldn't understand intuition. There was a conflict, I feel, between the King of Pentacles and his Empress, because his emotions was, I'm going to say, closed down. He didn't trust in the emotional side. Only black is black and white is white. Everything in the physical realm. It's like he lacked compassion, even though he was very generous. I'm picking up now that the King of Pentacles may have been generous to a fault, but generous for a reason. It's like being generous, a motive for a motive, generous for a motive, a reason, a need for something else in the future, or generous for logging something what they may want in the future. It's completely taken away from the emotional aspects of connections. This is all unconscious, so the King of Pentacles wouldn't be aware of that. They wouldn't be aware that they were being generous for a motive, for a reason. They would feel that they were just providing because they're generous. But not see anything other than that. That's the energy I'm picking up. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, while in the dark night of the soul, this, I feel like it's the masculine energy in the dark night of the soul where they've really needed to understand self-love. They really needed to understand. It feels like going into the underworld was to find the chalice. The unconditional love of self. You got the King of Cups in reversal and you got the Ace of Cups in reversal. They wasn't able to see their own inner strength. They only saw strength physically and not inner strength. It's like when you look at the oak tree, the roots will be extremely strong, really strong into Mother Earth, keeping it solid. The big oak tree gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it will last for hundreds of years, but the roots will be solid. And it feels that And that's what that creates that strength. So it's not about the physical strength, it's the inner strength. And the King of Pentacles in the Underworld needed to find inner strength to find unconditional love of self. And to understand, from understanding unconditional love of self, he will be then able to understand the Empress. Well, okay, there's Pandora's box. Okay, it's in reversal. You can't even see what was hidden in Pandora's box. Now this, okay, I'm going to show you that. It's in reversal, okay? And it's clarifying that, okay? So he's helping somebody that's in need, somebody that's asked the King of Pentacles for help, financial help. The King of Pentacles will only say, okay, I will help you, but not seeing anything other than that, okay? I'm picking up from this because it's in shadow and it's in the underworld, and the underworld will represent, it's very divinely given, and when it's in reversal it's not being seen. And it could also be that the person that's helping, that's asking the King of Pentacles for help, financial help, there could also have been it's like a tie, a karmic tie of some sort. The King of Pentacles don't see that. It's like you can have a King of Pentacles and you could have, like, say, a water sign, and the King of Pentacles always has the water sign, because the water sign, I don't know why I'm getting this right now, but the water sign may not be grounded enough, okay? So it's a good water and earth is a really good, it's mud, it's soul, it's the soul essence. And it's an opposite also. But it feels to me that the King of Pentacles not in touch with its emotions, not in touch with the intuition, not in touch and understanding the spiritual essence of all of their connections. They're just seeing the physical. So going into the underworld, wow, I've got another reversal here. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, that's clarifying also the Sun and also the Empress. The Page of Cups, when it's in reversal, can be the narcissistic, very self-absorbed. Ego, big ego. Can't even see that they've got a big ego. Can't even see what the Empress represents to him. Justice. You got Justice. That's coming up. Now, Justice is clarifying the King of Cups in reversal. And the King of Cups is representing strength and is also representing Chariot, which is also a Cancer. Strength is a Leo, but it's the Moon and the Sun, conscious and unconscious. Justice. You've got the light and dark there, black and white. It feels very, what's the word? Can't get it out. Strategic. It's there, but I can't get it out. It reminds me, the King of Pentacles, okay, when they're giving help. So let's just give it this way, because I can't say the word. Well, I needed. Okay, so it's helping somebody that needs help, okay? This reminds me like a chessboard game. So the King of Pentacles will think, right, okay, so you're coming to me and I'm helping you. But in the long term, by the time I get to about here, I might need you, because you're a pawn. You're a pawn. You haven't got anything. but I might need you for a little bit of labour or a little bit of work. And because you owe me, you're going to owe me. That's what I mean. The King of Pentacles is, it's like they help you for their own gains. Sorry, King of Pentacles, but that's just what I'm picking up, because it's all to do with the underworld. Something that's not being seen. Okay? And so it's caught up on ego. And you're in the underworld for that reason. I feel that if this is representing you as the Empress in this connection, that you would have classed as a twin flame connection, I feel that you have experienced a narcissist, okay? And they're going through the dark night of the soul, but their lesson is to understand the emotional side. That's the energy that I'm picking up. Okay. They need, the King of Pentacles needs to understand the lesson. Need to understand the emotion, because the King of Pentacles is having a lot of emotion that's going on here. But this emotion has been closed. Okay. I've now got the Queen of Pentacles, which is a counterpart. The Queen of Pentacles can be extremely generous, exactly the same as the King of Pentacles. But something amongst the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles became, because the Seven of Swords came up on it, but it's in reversal. It was like, it feels as if something, so it's sneaking away with something, that hoping not to be seen. But it was in reversal. And it was seen. Because it's governing the moon and the sun. It's something that is being seen with maybe the King of Cups. Could be a separate person. The Queen of Pentacles could be the Empress. So I've got the King of Pentacles upright. I've got the King of Cups in reversal. And Justice, Strength and Chariot. And the Seven of Swords governing that also in reversal. Which is something that they're hoping to get away with. But they haven't. My nose itchy again. I've got a joss stick burning. So I'm not sure if it's that. Okay. The King of Pentacles is gaining clarity. What is in the dark night of the soul? And understanding. Understanding the loss of the Queen of Pentacles. Accepting the loss and moving on from that loss while they've been in the dark night of the soul. The King of Pentacles feels that it's an bereavement, or the Queen of Pentacles could also be feeling it is a bereavement of this loss. It's about self-forgiveness, because it feels like it's two polar opposites in some way. It feels physical and emotion. That's the energy. But the King of Pentacles has always struggled to understand the emotional side. Because it's all in reversal. The Queen of Pentacles here, which is the counterpart, very nurturing. That's twice the Queen of Pentacles come out, so it's reinforcing. It is the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. It's the counterpart. The Queen of Pentacles is the Empress. Very nurturing, very practical and supportive, very reliable. What's put this twin flame in separation was from a narcissistic kind of, it's like both of them mirroring each other, really. It feels that mirroring, but it feels narcissistic. Yeah, Four of Wands, right, okay. Four of Wands is governing the King of Cups in reversal. Okay, right, okay, this is a twin flame. Yeah, it's a twin flame. It's a Four of Wands, so it's upright, and it should be all about, you know, engagement, home, reunion. And you've also got the inner and outer, which is the unconscious and conscious. You've got the strength, and you've got the drive force energy to move you forward. It's knowing and it's recognizing it is a twin flame. It is a counterpart. And both needs, because they're both mirroring each other, and both needs to understand the emotional side. Emotions, suppressed emotions, I'm picking up. It's emotional side that made it very egotistical because it was blocked. A feeling that it's all to do with the physical elements, but it's also about the emotions. It's finding balance between the two worlds. Okay, okay. Let's look at the time. I just got 4222. I'll try and remember that if it needs to come out. Okay. The tower of a realization and merging both worlds, the inner and outer. The Queen of Pentacles, which is the Empress. It's bringing to light, to the conscious, of why the relationship broke up and why both is in separation, and why the King of Pentacles is also now in the Underworld, which is the dark night of the soul. Okay, it feels to me also that the relationship itself has been mainly based on because I got the Queen of Pentacles again in this row, because I've had two Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, it feels to me that either she has been helping the King of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles is helping the Queen of Pentacles, but it became unseen of there's more to this than just the money. And that's where the upset was. It was about the sorrow, the loss, and the moving on. Something was a disagreement, financial disagreement, that caused an ending, a separation, and the relationship became extremely stormy. Okay, let me go now into the twin flame and see what else happened. Because it's about what you discover about yourself in the separation, or when you're stepping into the underworld, into the unconscious shadow. But I do feel that it's the emotional side for you to understand the emotion, to the connection. We're caught up in this trap of these suppressed emotions. We're caught up in this, it is very ego-based, when we're caught up in those suppressed emotions from childhood woundings. And I have got childhood there, inner childhood, I've got drawn to. And when the emotions are closed down to these connections, we can't understand what happened and why is it in separation. It's because we're accessing something that was blocked. And it's to do with self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance. It's not about just the money. It's not about your possessions. It's not about how generous you are. It's about the other connections that's very, it feels very kind of fragile. It's a fragile emotion that needs to be explored. It's very delicate, a delicate emotion that is being explored. It's like if a child was coming down down a slide. This is what I'm just thinking of right now. If a child was coming down a slide, guaranteed a parent will always wait at the bottom to catch, just in case they fell on the floor. So it's delicate. It's a delicate emotion. It's not one of those rushed things, even though when you're coming down a slide, you can't stop. If you're going to go down fast, you're going to go down fast. You're going to go down fast and you're going to go down deep. It's like diving down deep into this emotion. And this emotion it's delicate, it's fragile. It's delicate, it's fragile. And the King of Pentacles is finding it very difficult to access it, where the Queen of Pentacles is accessing it and understanding it, because she's the Empress and she's got the Sun card. She's got the Sun card twice. Okay. Keep shuffling this and I don't know why, so let me just split it. Okay. False twin flame. Intense change is happening for both of you. And like I said, you see, the twin flame, you are the twin flame. So while they were your counterpart, it is your masculine counterpart, is your masculine twin. You are your own twin. They're just it's like a mirror of your divine twin within you. So if your masculine energy within you cannot access the emotional, delicate side of the emotion, then your own feminine divine within will struggle to find the union within for wholeness. So it needs to access the emotion. When you look at it like this, the masculine within, okay? The masculines are the doers in life. They are the creators. They represent solid foundations. They are the strength, the support system. The feminine within is the seekers. They are the seekers. They can create from seeking wisdom, trusting their intuition. They know what's best to create, what it is that they want to create, what they want to manifest. So it's finding that balance between the two. So, but both has to access the emotion. So even though your masculine that you saw as a twin flame outside of you, which is a catalyst, was for you to also access that emotion, and vice versa. I hope I'm not confusing this, but that's the way it works. So they are false twin flames. because they're a catalyst. If you both on your journey access the same access points through the journey to become whole, then that's a perfect harmony of two people in wholeness within themselves, healed all past woundings. But to step into the underworld, to step into the unconscious shadow, it takes a false twin flame, a catalyst to push you into it, to push you into the awareness of the suppressed emotion in the unconscious shadow, to push you into and force open Pandora's box, which is the star, but it's in reversal for the King of Pentacles. Okay. Something is becoming crystal clear vision of awareness. And I feel that the King of Pentacles is starting to see that Pandora's box, something that needs to be looked into, something that needs to be seen. Because the divine will lead you there, because the divine has led you into the underworld. It's led you into the unconscious. An integration. Multidimensional healing. The integration. I wrote that down. And I will just get it back up again. The integration of the ego and psyche. The integration of the shadow. Integration of the emotions. And the integration of the hidden potentials to become whole as a divine masculine. And it's the integration, okay, for both counterparts whilst in separation. The path of least resistance. Choose ease and grace. The path of least resistance is a path that you never dreamt that you would be on. You never dreamt that you would be on this journey. You thought it was all going to be, it's like rose petals and unicorns, but it's not. It's not at all. It's nothing at all like that. When you look at the false twin flame, look at the colour. It's the second chakra, which is all to do with passion or anger. But it's also the start of the Kundalini awakening. And it can only happen from there on. And I talked about it in one of my readings before. It's like that lock and that key. It's the portal. And only the Pacific, this is going back now to when I talked about the Project Oak Tree of the DNA. It will only be a Pacific twin flame, because it has to be that Pacific twin flame to come into union with their Pacific counterpart to ignite it. Because there is a truer, higher calling for this particular journey. A generator, staying grounded. Staying grounded, okay, yeah, you're still the king and queen of pentacles, to stay grounded, but also to still access this emotion. And that was over the Four of Wands. Beautiful. Transformation is taking place. The battle of Ed versus Art. The Ed is the masculine. And the Ed, the thinking function, is all to do with what to create in the black and white mindset. The Art is to do with the true love, understanding the emotion. What you think is what you feel, and what you feel is what you think. When it's both in harmony, in balance, it opens up the heart to the unconditional love of self. Divine is asking you to increase your frequencies. Higher conscious awareness. This is what this journey has all been about. Okay. So let me just see. Yeah, I will go in. Yeah, I'm going to just put in what lies beneath. Let's just give a brief insight to why it's separated. Okay. I do feel it was something emotional, something that didn't quite blend or agree with. So let's see what caused it. What caused this emotional outburst between the two of you? Fake friends. And once upon a time, a love story. Okay, well, I'm picking up there because I've put that over the false twin flame. It feels to me that, okay, how you first perceive it, how you first perceive this relationship is not what actually happened in the relationship. It's like falling in love with an image and then discovering that image was nothing like how that person is. It's the persona, it's the mask. The mask had to fall, even though it was once dream state. Romeo and Juliet, I mentioned that at the very beginning, and it turned out to be fake. Because that's the reality. You had to see yourself. You had to see yourself. And you can only see yourself through the intense relationship that pushed you down into the dark night of the soul, or the underworld, whatever you want to call it. But we all have to go down into that dark pits of the unconscious so we can access Pandora's box and see what's actually in there. I mean, it's just filled with so many potentials, so many transformations. Every single one you look at becomes another transformation, another part, another aspect of, or another facet of your personality. It's an integration of something. I'm going back now to when I first started doing this reading, when I was on about, when I'm watching on TikTok of the male energy. They play with the daughter, you know, with the fairy tale, and let the little daughter put the makeup on him, you know, he just sat there and letting her do it. And then even as an adult and married, and the wife or the partner is also like putting face creams on him. And it's understanding the different facets of the personality. Because we integrate the inner child, we integrate the feminine, we integrate the masculine, we integrate the mother, the father. We integrate all different aspects within ourselves, but we act it out outside of us. And that is what this lesson has been about with the going into the underworld. It's recognizing the parts that you played throughout all of your relationships. In my relationship, that I could call as a twin flame, but it's not that it's they're not my twin flame, but they're my catalyst. I know that in my relationship we were acting out different energies. It was it happened. It just happened because it's about emotion. And so sometimes I would be like the little girl, you know, where the little girl is looking up to the masculine energy as a father kind of figure, where it's to do with authority and telling you off. Or it could be reversed, and it will be I'm the mother telling the little boy off. Or it could be any aspect, because it's all about energy. These twin flames, it's all about energy. It's not about the physical, it's about the energy. And it's that energy that we are integrating within our psyche. Okay? To create emotional intelligence. Once you integrate all those different aspects of your personality, you are understanding it from everybody's point of view of emotional aspects to it. It's like if you, going back now to the father and the daughter, so all of a sudden now he's stepping into the daughter's fairy tale creative mindset and letting her put makeup on him. And so he, as an adult male, is stepping into, in his psyche, stepping into through the mirror effect of the daughter's fairy tale creative mind, which also represents his inner world. When you integrate all those different aspects, it becomes emotional intelligence, because you start to see it from all aspects of all different personalities. You feel the emotion from every perspective. That helps you to be the emotional intelligence. Okay, divorce happened. It had to break away, because that was what the lesson was about. It had to break away for you to step onto the path of least resistance. You had to step onto the path where you were meant to go. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear the truth. You either don't want to see the truth of what's in Pandora's box. It takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of faith to look in what was once hidden in the unconscious shadow. It's what's hidden in. They're not always bad things. They're good things. There can be things that you may have, as a child, you may have had a dream of who you wanted to become when you was an adult, and it got suppressed. That can also be in Pandora's box. Also, the past traumas. They're not all dark. When you look at this, okay, it looks like all of this is all transformations, okay? And whatever else is left, they're all part of transformations. But when you've got the divine giving you this information, showing you what each lesson was and what you learned and what you've been holding on to, you're looking up at the divine to get this information, to bring clarity towards it, to help you to understand that all of those, anything that's in the dark can become a monster to you, to a child. It's imaginary monster, imaginary fear. And all these fears are all locked into Pandora's box. Pandora's box also represents the solar plex of self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, power. It represents Leo, the lion, the sun. It's a solar plex. How it's our courageous self to face the unknown, to face the dark, to face the unconscious, to bring it to light. The divine wants you to access this information. It's divinely given for you to access this information. And the only way was for you to access this information was to go down that slide into the underworld, so that you can discover the chalice of unconditional love of self. Check yourself. Check yourself. You might not want to hear it. You might not want to see it. But check it. It's not all frightening. You might think it is, but it's not. Okay. Knowing they fucked up. The roots. Let's go to the roots. I'm already an hour. I'll try and be a bit quick. But okay, the roots. embrace your truth. Accept your true self, loving yourself and others unconditionally. Unconditionally. Okay? Art's desire. Ignite your inner passion and desires driving you towards your dreams. There was your dreams that were stuck in Pandora's box in the unconscious shadow. You're starting to access them and transforming. You're integrating all different aspects of your personality. You're releasing the ego and you're being true to yourself. That you belong. You belong. You're forming your own picture. Your story. You're manifesting your story through the experience. Find your true place where you are loved and accepted for who you are. Not who you thought you were. Self-awareness. Understanding your inner needs and your true feelings. This is your true divine. You are your own divine, masculine and feminine, coming into union to complete the soul, to complete the wholeness of the psyche. Your circle of care. Grow with the support of love and compassion and connections to strength of others. And that's what you will be finding because you're stepping onto the path of least resistance. Finding your own people who's also been on that path, helping, guiding and supporting you. Okay? Underneath that deck, intuition. Intuition. Third eye activation. Trust your inner guidance and make confident decisions. Okay? Journaling, I've just been told. If you need to journal, journal. Inner child. Everything gets thrown on the floor down there. Okay. Practice freedom. Release the weight of judgment. Okay. Looks like Phoenix rising. Run wild. Let your inner wild child run forth. Look at the horse. Got wings of a butterfly. Transformation. We're also coming into the year of the horse, which is on the 17th of February. Okay. Transformation is taking place to find your freedom. Run wild and listen. Your inner child has something to say. Take time out and meditate. Ask your inner child to come forward and talk to your inner child. Comfort your inner child. Let your adult self comfort your inner child. Because your inner child has been wounded from whatever has been discovered in Pandora's box, which has been covered with traumas, heartbreak, loss, betrayals. But transformations happen through every single experience. Every single experience you transformed. So listen to your inner child. And there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. Okay. Now I'm leading this back to justice. Stay grounded. It's leading back to, there's the Chariot of moving forward and inner strength. So you've got the moon and you've also got the sun. You are bringing the unconscious conscious. That is what you are doing. You are bringing your inner world out. There is hope ahead. Underneath the deck is let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. to feel what needs to be felt. Explore those feelings. Like I said, journal. Write down how you feel. Okay, I will get a message now from the universe for you. I'll just split the deck. Okay. This stressful situation is almost coming to an end. We are sending positive energy, financial help, miracles and life-changing blessings your way. How beautiful is that? On the other side of that deck, because I split it, it says, focus on what is important to you. Don't give your time or energy to your worries, and as this would only amplify them. Focus on what matters to you most. With every thought, you are creating your future. I also feel like I need to do also an angel card for you. I hope this has brought you some kind of confirmation or clarity that, yeah, it's a hard journey. It is an hard journey. If you've been on a twin flame journey, separation, into the dark night of the soul, or the underworld, call it whatever you want to. But whatever it is, you are divinely guided anyway to access whatever has been suppressed, whatever's been holding you back, because it's about you coming now into your full potential. Emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. That is the emotional intelligence. That's what you're coming into. It takes a lot of inner healing to discover that emotional intelligence. Third eye chakra. I said third eye chakra is opening up. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions, because you are the Empress. I'm surprised that the High Priestess didn't come out. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guiding. Okay? Now let's have a look. Divine Time Oracle deck. Let's see what's happening. So let's see what's happening to you this year when these... Oh, no, that flew straight out. Let's have a look. Around May. Around May is going to be a big transformation for you. Okay? And underneath that deck is also April. So you've got April and May. April and May could also mean something to you. May can also mean a Taurus. It was to do with Pentacles. You could be at the end of April, beginning of May's birthday. End of April, beginning of May, May. Was it? And then it's June, isn't it? May, June. Anyway, April and June. April and June is something significant for you. More patience is required. Okay? And 6 months from now, don't force things. Let it happen all in divine timing. Patience, patience. Oh, there's that third eye. Intuition, yeah. Okay, I'll leave that here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of your comments. Thank you so much for all of your likes. Absolutely appreciate it. So beautiful. Yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. And God bless.